everybody. So today is Monday. That means it's time for Family Movie Night. And this week we're talking about a very special film, one of my favorite family films from the 90s. We're looking at the 1995 version of A Little Princess. This is based on the novel by Frances Hodgkins Burnett. And this is a fairly faithful adaptation with some sort of themes of like Indian folklore and storytelling and some other things like that. They give it its own appeal and own feel. This film was directed by Alfonso Cuarón, and it has everything that you could want in a Alfonso Cuarón film. It's also, cinematography is Emmanuel Lubezki, and this movie looks beautiful. Every shot is just gorgeous. I also absolutely love the music of this movie by Patrick Doyle. There's a main theme called Take My Heart, and it is just such a beautiful song. I would play a clip for you, but you know how YouTube is with music clips, but look it up. It's a beautiful song and a absolutely beautiful score that I love. So this movie starts out in India. Sarah, the young girl, is there with her family. Her father is in the British military, and it is supposed to be during World War I. And it is really lush and magical in the scenes in India. Like I said, she tells stories about the Indian gods and these legends, and it's very magical. And I think the girl, Lisa Matthews, I think this is the only movie she did, and there's something just really captivating about her performance in this movie. I think she feels like such a real little girl, and it feels like very authentic, everything she's saying, even though it has this sort of slightly fantasy kind of overlay to it. I don't know, there's just something so just completely enrapturing about her to me. I'm just glued to her performance and her character, and I've always felt that way about it. She is just so gripping in this role, and you just immediately kind of feel protective of her, really. It's a wonderful, wonderful child performance. Her mother has died, and her father is, like I said, in the military, and so when he gets sent away for the war, she gets sent to a school in New York, and then they get word that he has been missing, that they think he is dead, and so it becomes basically almost an orphanage, so she goes from being this very pampered girl in the school and getting everything that she needs, having the best place to live, everything, to being basically like the scullery maid of the school, and she has to do all the cleaning and everything. And there's also a young Black girl there that she becomes friends with, and she is named Becky, and they become friends, and she shares with Becky her stories and her legends, and that's how they're able to stay positive through this horrible time. They are treated terribly by the headmistress of the school, played by Eleanor Braun, and she's of course very chilling and very heartless to these girls, and so she's kind of a wicked stepmother kind of character, and similar to Secret Garden or some of these other shows. There's a lot of melodrama that happens in this story, and I won't give that all away, but you have amnesia, and you have there's sort of a Cinderella element to it. There's I don't know, but throughout the whole thing, there's just this underlying current of mysticism, magical realism, and this lovely performance, beautiful cinematography. They just managed to make like very simple stuff feel really special, and that's something Emmanuel Lubezki is especially great at, and he does a great job here. And like I said, I just love the music so much, and it's just a really good story of a girl. It's kind of a Pollyanna-ish slightly story of somebody who doesn't allow these bad things and this cruel treatment to wound her spirit. And there is a point where that spirit is kind of wounded, and it's really devastating and sad, and similar to like a Cinderella kind of story. But I just love this movie. I think it's so wonderful. I think it really will inspire creativity and imagination in kids, and to tell their own stories, and to share stories with each other. I think that's great. And I think it's a chance to share with children what really good movie making is about, from a director like Alfonso Cuarón, and a cinematographer with Emmanuel Lubezki, and talk about why this is better than so many other live action family films. And you talk about things like that. So it'd be a great film to pick on a lot of levels. But even if you just wanted to talk about movie making, I think this is a really, really good one for a little lesson on the things it does that other films don't do. The attention to detail, the creation of atmosphere, the carefully chosen costumes and performances, and like I said, cinematography, the way they use lighting, the way to create mood. There's so many different things in this film that are really exceptional. And again, you could talk about music and film, all these things you could talk about. And it's just a special movie. I think that if you haven't seen it, you definitely should. And I think you'll really like it. And so that's my thoughts on A Little Princess. And I just, it would be up there in my favorite family films if I was making like a top 50 list. I think it would certainly make that list. So let me know what you think of A Little Princess. Is it a favorite of yours? And what are some other family films that you think are really special and comforting and well made, that we could talk about during this time? I would love to hear your thoughts. I have a whole playlist of over 200 recommendations that I've made for family movie night. Then I also have links to my Patreon group in the description, which is so appreciated and so valued. And then also we have our merch store, which you can see I have one of my designs, As You Wish, from Princess Bride. And we have a bunch of other designs. So check that out. Would love your thoughts. And thanks so much. And we'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.